Now on 767 News, Dominica urged to take advantage of underutilized export opportunities in Canada. Plans underway to upgrade port facilities as inaugural cruises continue to dock in Dominica. And swift measures to be taken to lower CARICOM's food import bill, now over $3 billion. And in sports, DABA hosts 2014 award ceremony. Welcome everyone to 767 News. I'm Alicia George. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for the latest developments coming up right after the break.
It's back and even sweeter. Get pre-Black Friday deals this Friday, November 21st, only at all Courts branches. Get kettles from $69. The TCL 48-inch FHD Smart LED TV for only $3,099. The Naples 3-piece coffee table set for $399. Queen bed frames from $799. And loads more great deals in store. All on credit purchases 24 months and over. Plus, pay nothing until February 2015. But you've got to hurry, because these pre-Black Friday deals won't last very long with limited stock. Hurry! Courts pre-Black Friday deals, Friday, November 21st only.
When you want to serve rice to your family, you obviously want the best rice. Caribbean cooks right and tastes great. Available in a variety of sizes for you to buy as much as you want. You can buy white rice, parboiled rice, and Caribbean rice even comes in bags with handles for your convenience. And because you'll be buying it from Astafans, you know the price is right. Make Caribbean rice a must for your family. Astafans, right place, right price.
Ho, ho, ho! It's the ram that I want to pull up me belly. It's the ram that I want to bat in the party.
Play Big 4 and win even more this Christmas. Spend $9 or more on Big 4 tickets and get a free letter. Spell ham, rum, or buy and win hams, single barrel rum, and shopping vouchers. Plus, non-winning promotional tickets gets a chance to win one of 4 supermarket shopping sprees valued at $1,000. The more tickets you buy, the more letters you get to win. Have a cheerful ham and rum Christmas from the Dominica National Lottery. Promotion starts November 10th to December 31st.
Welcome back. First up this news time. Numerous local entrepreneurs, in addition to persons involved in trade, on Thursday participated in a special seminar where they were presented with a wealth of information on exporting to Canada. Ainsley Butler, Partnership and Program Director of TFO Canada, who facilitated the seminar, highlighted the underutilized export opportunities Caribbean countries can take advantage of.
From the region, from the Caribbean, 80% of the top 10 exports are in 5 product categories. So we have inorganic and organic chemicals, scientific and technical instruments, electrical equipment, and beverages, spirits, and vinegar. Other important product categories are apparel, tobacco, and food, and in particular within the food category of vegetables, fish, and seafood. So the top 10 exports from OECS countries into Canada are around 70% in 3 categories. So electrical resistors, transmission devices for TV and radio, and nutmeg.
Butler said although there are strict guidelines to be followed, there is a large industry to benefit from by exporting to Canada.
So if I look at, for example, rum and other spirits, okay, this line here, there's $763,000 in 2013 sold to Canada, okay? But in Canada, we spend $780 million on alcohol. This is how much we spent last year. This is the addressable market. So you can see that there's a huge opportunity to grow that market share. There's a potential. So one of the things that we need to do is to look at, you know, how to really increase that market share, what that looks like, what needs to be done, what's the market entry strategy for new products, what's the strategy to increase the market share of existing products that are exported to Canada.
She said for 2013, Grenada exported $518,000 worth of fresh fish to Canada. However, Canada imported a total of $238 million for that year, which shows a significant amount of fresh fish was imported elsewhere. Another prime example is that for 2013, Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines exported $1.2 million worth of nutmeg, mace, and cardamom to Canada, while a total of $9 million of the items was imported into the country.
The trading relationship, as we can see from this data, I think you agree with me, is very modest. And so there's a lot of scope to increase because, you know, if you look at this data by itself, it actually doesn't really tell you anything. I mean, it tells you what's being exported, but if you look at it in comparison to what has been actually spent on these product categories, I think it really reveals a lot.
Interested persons can visit TFO Canada's website on www.tfocanada.ca for more information. The seminar was a collaboration between the Trade Facilitation Office of Canada and the OECS Export Development Unit. And the second of 7 inaugural cruises for Dominica's 2014-2015 cruise season made its way to the island today, Thursday. The MV Royal Princess of Princess Cruises docked at the port in Woodbridge Bay with a total of 2,500 guests and 1,350 crew members aboard for the first time. The ship was expected to dock at the Roseau cruise ship berth, but due to its size, had to retreat to the port at Woodbridge Bay. Speaking during the inaugural visit, Chief Executive Officer of Dominica Air and Seaport Authorities, Benoit Badwell, told the ship's captain that the authority is currently working on plans to modify the port in Roseau to accommodate ships of a larger magnitude.
We at the port have been doing quite a bit in terms of trying to see how we can improve our physical facilities to ensure that we can take the vessels, especially knowing that the newer vessels these days are a little longer, and trying to see how we do it. To some persons it may be a surprise that we only have one ship in port, and in fact we are here at Woodbridge Bay. Certainly Woodbridge Bay, we have made some accommodations for taking ships of your size, and we know that at present we are working on plans to do some slight modifications in the pier in Roseau to be able to take ships of your size, especially as it relates to the gangway.
According to Badwell, the engineering design is already underway and modifications are expected to begin soon. Badwell said these modifications will help to ensure that the product and services offered in Dominica are second to none. Meantime, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Steve Hyacinth, said Dominica holds a lot for tourism, highlighting sites such as the Botanic Gardens, Trafalgar Falls, and Emerald Pool, among others.
One of the attributes of Dominica that we must boast about is the friendliness of our people. You'll go out there and people will meet you and they will have an interaction with you. That is a trademark of this country. Beautiful people, smiling faces, welcoming people. And we in the tourism industry have even taken that one step further in that we have been organizing training sessions for our tour guides and taximen, so that when you come, your visitor experience is one second to none in any part of the world.
The MV Royal Princess is the newest fleet in the Princess Cruise Lines, which makes regular stops in Dominica during cruise season. The ship has a passenger capacity of 3,600 and will make 7 calls to Dominica during the 2014-2015 cruise season. Official information suggests that there are now 44 candidates nominated to contest in the upcoming general elections, 2 more candidates than that of the initial report. On Thursday, Chief Elections Officer Stephen LaRocque told 767 News that Carol Douglas, son of late Prime Minister Rosie Douglas, would be contesting as an independent candidate along with Jerome Lavashire in the December 8, 2014 general elections. Douglas will contest Dominica Labour Party candidate Ian Douglas and United Workers Party candidate Jefferson James for the Portsmouth seat, while Lavashire will go up against DLP candidate Reginald Austrie and UWP candidate Stuart Burton in Cottage. Meanwhile, the two main political parties, DLP and UWP, have each fielded in their 21 candidates. The students of the All Saints University School of Medicine on Saturday continued their drive to raise awareness of the deadly disease diabetes when they hosted another health fair at the university. In an interview with 767 News, Veronica Shillingford, a member of the American Medical Students Association, AMSA, said health fairs such as this one is hosted every semester at the university.
We get to interact with the public, so we as students learn in terms of we get to do blood pressure, we get to do a history, we get to check body mass index, which is BMI. We also get to do glucose monitoring, and we also have doctors on site that if there's any need, we can refer the patients to the doctor. And we are also linking up with the diabetes team of Dominica.
Shillingford said this health fair was held at an opportune time, as the day before was World Diabetes Day, which is being observed with numerous activities this month. She said the public needs to do the necessary research on the causes of diabetes, its symptoms and preventative measures, including diet and exercise.
So that can help to curb diabetes, because there's a rise in diabetes worldwide, and especially, you know, in the Caribbean, which is quite surprising, because before, you know, we would exercise more, eat more fresh fruits and vegetables, but now most of the Caribbean islands now are into fast foods. Dominica is not any different, following that trend of eating, you know, fast food, not exercising as much, and also living a sedentary lifestyle, meaning people are not exercising as they used to. Everybody jumps in a transport and, you know, they head off to wherever they go in, and no more outdoor funds as they used to have before growing up in Dominica, because I'm also Dominican.
The All Saints University student explained that if there is a history of diabetes in one's family, that gene can be passed down to future generations, hence the need to take every precaution. She added regular health checks are important, as they can detect possible health issues before they become a major problem. The health fairs are free of charge and include blood pressure checks, body mass index checks, vision checks and blood glucose checks. And in more stories, His Excellency President Charles Savre on Tuesday made another donation, this time to the Grotto Home for the Homeless. The Grotto Home, as it is formally referred, provides shelter and accommodation for destitute and unable persons in society. Therefore, each year the President, through his charity foundation, makes a contribution to the organization. Speaking at the donation event, President Savre said this year up to 18 charities will receive donations. He also urged other individuals to volunteer their services in raising more funds.
We would love to be able to do more, that the check would be larger, because we know your needs are many. And all of these charitable organizations are challenged to provide the services that they do, and therefore any help that can be given should be given. And certainly we will seek, as time goes on, to see if we can increase our fundraising activities so as to be able to make a larger donation.
Meanwhile, President of Grotto Home, Ainsworth Irish, has assured that the new grotto facility currently being constructed at Bellevue Roll is nearly complete. The project had been faced with many challenges throughout the construction phase, including vandalism and theft, but Irish is confident that the new facility will be completed before year's end.
We should have moved to the new facility at Bellevue Roll, and again I must say thanks to the government of Dominica, who have really, you know, pumped a lot of funds and finances into the whole structure at Bellevue Roll. And of course, we've been having little problems. I can tell you that we are about 80% complete. As I speak to you, the electrical work is being done, the plumbing is being done, and we have two tentative dates. We have the 27th of November slated as one of the dates to move, and the alternative date is on the 10th of December.
Currently, the Grotto Home houses 45 residents. They have also continued their soup kitchen initiative, where over 65 persons per night come to have a hot meal. How did CARICOM countries manage to have an import bill of over $3 billion? Find out when we return.
767 News is encouraging all Dominicans to vote this election season. Your vote counts, so look out for our upcoming political profiles. UWP versus DLP.
Ho, ho, ho! It's the ram that I want to pull up me belly. It's the ram that I want to batting the batting.
Play Big 4 and win even more this Christmas. Spend $9 or more on Big 4 tickets and get a free letter. Spell ham, rum, or buy and win hams, single barrel rum, and shopping vouchers. Plus, non-winning promotional tickets gets a chance to win one of 4 supermarket shopping sprees valued at $1,000. The more tickets you buy, the more letters you get to win. Have a cheerful ham and rum Christmas from the Dominican National Lottery. Promotion starts November 10th to December 31st.
It's back and even sweeter. Get pre-Black Friday deals this Friday, November 21st, only at all Courts branches. Get kettles from $69. The TCL 48-inch FHD Smart LED TV for only $3,099. The Naples 3-piece coffee table set for $399. Queen bed frames from $799. And loads more great deals in store. All on credit purchases 24 months and over. Plus, pay nothing until February 2015. But you've got to hurry, because these pre-Black Friday deals won't last very long with limited stock. Hurry! Courts pre-Black Friday deals, Friday, November 21st only.
There are big dogs and there are small dogs, but for all dogs, there's only one dog food, and it's called Winner's Choice. Winner's is packed with the best nutrition in a tasty recipe to give your dog a complete and fully balanced diet. The best scientific research goes into making Winner's dog food highly digestible, so your dog system stays healthy. So when you feed your dog Winner's dog food, everyone's a winner. And because Winner's Choice dog food is available from Astafans, you know it's the right price. Astafans, right place, right price.
Thanks for staying with us. The Caribbean Agricultural Research Development Institute, CARDI, on Wednesday hosted a value chain public forum at the University of the West Indies Open Campus on Elmsall Road, which was attended by students of the Dominica State College and the St. Mary's Academy. The topic of the forum was value chains and their role in the development of the agriculture sector in the region. Director of Agriculture Ricky Brumont highlighted the importance of the agriculture sector to the students and explained the various levels of development.
You will have the means to disseminate information to welcome Mr. Joseph from the Boxers Association. You'll have the ability to disseminate all information, and you are able to capture farmers' knowledge, but unless you have a farmer base, things are not going to happen. Even if you have the land, even if you have everything, that development will not happen. For us in Dominica, the idea of value chain is vitally important. Outside of that, we again would be producing crops without the requisite environment, without the requisite landscape for production to happen, for producers to make that happen, and of course for people to consume.
Brumont said the Ministry of Agriculture is currently working on a value chain strategy focusing on livestock and crops, which would prove beneficial to local farmers. He said under the export strategy, a list of crops has been identified, in addition to poultry, pork, and small ruminants, which are all important.
We have also recently, in collaboration with the Bureau of Standards, looked at the value chain for hot pepper sauce. So outside of just doing the crop, there are components along the chain that you can use, pull out, and develop. So the Ministry of Agriculture is working closely with all our collaborators, the input suppliers, the people who work in the labs, the people who work at the Bureau, to ensure at the end of the day that a farmer can produce from a basis of soundness. So it means that he has to have the right genetic material. It means that he has to have the right seeds. We all have known about the notion that if you put in garbage, you will get out garbage. So we start with that premise to ensure that along the chain, each of the components are put together to ensure that the farmer gets a good product.
Brugman said government is supportive of the idea of value chains as it will give farmers the support they require. Brugman commended the students for their participation in the forum since they will be involved in the research, planning and development of the value chain. Meanwhile, CARICOM's food import bill is currently over $3 billion, which is significantly high, and measures must be taken to lower it by Caribbean countries. That's according to Caribbean Region Representative of the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute, CARDI, Aziz Mohammed, who facilitated a value chain public forum on Wednesday at the University of the West Indies Open Campus.
And what we are experiencing that the agri-food sector there's a considerable imports or increased imports of agri-food products. In fact, the average imports over the last 2009-2013 period has been roughly about 4 billion US dollars.
According to official data, in 2013, CARICOM spent US $1.3 billion on cereals and cereal products, $449,941 on meat, $3,665 on dairy products, $88,402 on edible fruits, and $162,078 on fish. A total of $283,890 was spent on the importation of sugar and sugar confectionery in 2013, while $335,566 was spent on animal, vegetable fats and oils, among other items.
If you want to analyze it, there's a lot of opportunities for us to basically to tap into what I call these areas and see how best now we can actually try to make a dent and reduce the food import bill. Because as I mentioned earlier, we may not have the levels of foreign exchange as we had before, and therefore it becomes important for us to be able to conserve that foreign exchange and replace it in terms of more local production of some of these food items.
The food import bill for 2013 was $3,865,279. As part of Early Childhood Development Month, the Bright Beginnings Preschool has scheduled several activities to take place throughout the month, including a Father Focus Day and a March Against Child Abuse. On Wednesday, the preschool invited fathers to come celebrate International Men's Day and have some good fun with their children. Earlier this morning, the preschoolers marched through the streets of Roseau shouting, "Stop Child Abuse," in observance of Universal Children's Day. Preschools will continue to host such activities during the month of November, engaging the students as much as possible. In other stories, Diabetes Month continues here in Dominica as medical practitioners are determined to make it count. So far, the Diabetes Association has hosted several activities promoting healthy eating for diabetics. To continue this drive, on Friday, November 21st, the association will host free health checkups at Maho and Massac as a means to encourage diabetics to take their health seriously. Speaking on behalf of the association, Father Franklin Coffey says he believes activities like free checkups are raising awareness about diabetics among the public.
Our target is to have an association in every health district in Dominica. Again, tomorrow from 9 a.m. there is going to be free health check in Maho and Massac. And again, we are very pleased that our nurses have taken this on, and this will be their contribution for this month.
He said he himself has been a diabetic patient for almost 30 years now. Father Coffey told 767 News that advances by the association to care for diabetics have reaped results as it relates to the number of diabetic cases in Dominica.
One of the things I think I'm very pleased about is the Diabetes Association have undertaken, the training of our medical professional in food care. And we have seen a drastic difference from 50 to 30, 40 to I say between 10 and 5 now, and we have seen a marked difference, so food care, our medical professional, yes, they're trained, but that was specialist training, and we have seen the result of that.
Father Coffee is invited interested individuals to join the association and help fight diabetes. Currently, over 1,500 diabetics are recorded on island. World Diabetes Day was celebrated on November 14, 2014. And that's all we have for local news today. The latest in sports news is coming up next with Larry, so stay tuned.
767 News is encouraging all Dominicans to vote this election season. Your vote counts, so look out for upcoming political profiles. UWP versus DLP.
Say hello to the Digicel DL700, our newest best value Android smartphone with a 4-inch display, front-facing camera, and a 5-megapixel rear camera. It's perfect for snapping and sharing. Plus, it's super fast, so you can play more, do more, and listen more. And choose to download from over 1 million apps in the Google Play Store. The Digicel DL700, the latest addition in the Digicel Android smartphone range. Make the smart choice. Digicel.
Swimming? Yeah, I like swimming.
Dancing? Yeah, I love dancing. I love hanging out with my girls. I really miss them. My home.
And football too? I like football. I ain't too good, but I have some skills.
At the same time, I'm scared. What if they don't miss me or care about me?
Oh, yeah, and Papo. He's the first person I want to hug when I get out. But he don't come and see me. I guess he's ashamed.
I'm lost. What if?
For youth offenders, not knowing if we still love them is more than punishment. Give them hope beyond bars.
Good evening and welcome to 767 Sports. We begin tonight's coverage of football. The first set of matches in the sports division's 13 and under football championship will commence on Friday, December 21st, 2014 at 3 venues. At Portsmouth, Isaiah Thomas Secondary will come up against host Portsmouth Secondary at Castle Bruce. Goodwill Secondary will come up against Castle Bruce Secondary at Pottersville. Dominica Grammar School will play the Northeast Comprehensive, followed by a matchup between the St. Mary's Academy and the Peachal Secondary. Meanwhile, the qualifiers for the under 15 and under 17 division have been settled. On Tuesday, November 25th, St. Mary's Academy will play Portsmouth Secondary at Newtown, whilst Goodwill Secondary will play Dominica Grammar School in Pottersville in their under 17 matchups. On Wednesday, November 26, the under-15s will feature St. Mary's Academy playing the Goodwill Secondary School in Newtown, and the Dominica Grammar School will play Isaiah Thomas Secondary at Pottersville. The under-20 teams of the Goodwill Secondary and the Peachal Secondary will feature in a playoff matchup on Thursday, November 27th to determine who will qualify to meet the Isaiah Thomas Secondary in the under-20 final, which is expected to be played on Wednesday, December 3rd. In more football, a goalkeeping error resulted in an own goal in the 5th minute of play during a match between defending champions New India Goodwill Runners and Mao Soka Strikers on Wednesday evening. The game ended 1-0 in favor of New India Goodwill Runners in the Dominica Football Association's DFA Dominic Women's League at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. Public Relations Officer of the DFA, Gerald George, has more details.
This was the third straight win for defending champs and the first defeat for Soka Strikers from 5 matches played. The league continues tonight with West Coast Jaguars and Bournemouth Starlights going in search of their first win for the season as they battle each other at the Taser Grounds in Mao. On Saturday, the defending champions will be put to the test for the second time inside 3 days when they take on the undefeated Dives Dominica Harlem United at the Baffert State playing field at 5 p.m. While on Sunday, it will be Wood City Strikers versus West Coast Jaguars, also at the Baffert State playing field at 4 p.m. Meanwhile, the DFA will stage its second of 3 girls football festival this Saturday at the Windsor Park Stadium from 10 a.m. Primary schools from St. Joseph to Roseau to include the Valley and schools in the south to Scots Head to include Granby, Tetmon, Petit Savan, Bacatel, Forceja, Pichelay, and Bellevue Chopin, will be present to meet the technical staff of the DFA.
And in basketball, the Dominican Amateur Basketball Association, DABA, on Wednesday evening hosted its 2014 award ceremony where a number of players who participated in this year's league were recognized. President of the DABA, UD John, said this year's basketball season commenced on April 5th and closed with the finals of the President's Cup in honor of former President Edgar Robinson.
This year, we were fortunate to host a total of 31 teams in the Lime National Basketball League, 11 Premier teams, 15 Division I teams, and 5 women teams. As a result of the large number of teams in the first division, they were placed into 2 zones. After unsuccessful repeated attempts by previous administrations and groups, this year we were able to successfully undertake and execute the women's division of the league.
He said a number of individuals volunteered to assist the DABA in the operation of the National League and thought it was fitting to recognize them. These include Dane Robin, Austin Nichols, Annika Proctor, Omar Etienne, Hector Douglas Murdoch, Rima Francis, Keenan Williams, Sabina Williams, Sawana Fabian, Tito Aaron, and Lemuel Williams, both deceased.
For the women, we have Miss Rosilia Regis, of the Panthers, Lady Panthers. Miss Rosilia Regis, for those of us who know her, is certainly not as tall as Chanel, but she's in a football match currently and could not make it here this evening. For the first division, we have Mr. Sergei Joseph. And in the Premier Division, we have Mr. Thomas Felix. As somebody said, again, I think next year if DABA want to get trophies, they can get at least 20 from Mr. Thomas Felix because of his exploits that he have done. Also,
the Coach of the Year award went to Bernard Lee of the Gatorade Blazers, while the E.H. Charles Crossovers received a trophy for topping Zone A. The Police Sports Club topped Zone B, while in the Premier Division, the champions were the Fashkas Prowlers. John congratulated the winners of the various divisions who were awarded. And that's it for tonight's Sportscast. Join us again tomorrow.
That was Larry with the latest in sports. And that's all the time we have for now. Drop us an email at media@767news.dm. Friend us on Facebook and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us on the 767 News production team, I'm Alicia George. Thanks for watching.